क्लिक करा. हा झालं रेकॉर्डिंग चालू.
हा प्लीज वेट. हा आला.
झाली सर.
हे लावा लागेल सगळ्यांनी म्हणजे आवाज आपला स्पष्ट जाईल आहे की नाही, कारण हेडफोन मधून आवाज स्पष्ट होता. आवाज जात असेल ना स्पष्ट, बस ऐकायला नाही आलं आपल्याला, ऐकायचं नाही, बोलायचं.
हेडफोन लावा लागेल ते बोलता ना.
हा आता आवाज येतो का पाटील सर? येतो का आवाज? आवाज येतो ना आता? आता इकडून
येतोय सर, येतोय आवाज.
येतोय ना?
हा सर.
दोन मिनिटं फक्त एकदा सर्व पार्टिसिपंटला जॉईन करून घेऊ.
जॉईन करून घ्या पहिली. बरोबर. लिंक पडलीच आहे बघा.
सर वेटिंग रूम ऑफ करा ना, सेटिंग मध्ये जाऊन वेटिंग रूम ऑफ करा म्हणजे ऑटोमॅटिकली पार्टिसिपेट जॉईन होतील. सिक्युरिटी मध्ये सर्च करा.
सिक्युरिटी ओके. यात कोणता ऑप्शन सर?
यात वेटिंग रूम आहे ना, ते बघा सर तिथे.
वेटिंग रूम तर नाही आहे.
वेटिंग रूम पाहा करायचं.
सिक्युरिटी हा वेटिंग वेटिंग रूम मध्ये ऍडमिट ऑल सर्वांनाच केलंय सर. सेटिंग त्या सिक्युरिटी
कशामुळे सिक्युरिटी मध्ये का ते
डिसेबल केलं.
ऍड ग्रुप नाही.
नाही सर. तुम्हाला
हे दोघंही हा निलेश सर पण आहे, निलकेश सर पण आहे. त्या मोअर मध्ये जायचं, त्यांचं लेक्चर सुरू झालं की त्या मोअर मध्ये गेल्यावर मेक ए होस्टचा ऑप्शन येतो.
बस इथेच बसणार.
याच्यावर क्लिक करा.
तुम्ही घ्या ना तुमचं.
A very good morning to one and all present on this online university guest lecture on the behalf of Sri Shivaji Science and Art College Chikli. I heartily welcome you all on this one-day online university level guest lecture. We have with us today Honorable Principal Dr. A.M. Garode sir, IQC coordinator and head of department of botany, VU Kochi madam, chemistry head of department, SL Kumbare sir, and my colleagues and students. Now, firstly, I invite chemistry head of department for introductory speech. SL Kumbare sir, please give the introductory speech of Kumbare sir.
Good morning to all students. Today, our Department of Chemistry is organizing university level guest lecture for BSc second year and BSc final year student. On this occasion, I heartily welcome Principal Dr. A.M. Garude sir as a chairman of today's guest lecture. I also welcome to our chief guest, Dr. VU Kochi madam, and speaker of today's guest lecture, Mr. Yarias Shalke and Mr. N.K. Dhurve sir, and all the students. Department of Chemistry has glorious history of net set qualified students who acquired prestigious position in our society. I am very happy to share all the students that one of the guests, Mr. Nilesh Shalke, is our student, and today he is working as an assistant professor in Arts and Science College, Varvat Baka. He is alumni of our college and department. Every year, our department has carried out various co-curricular activities such as seminar competition, project competition, guest lecture by eminent personality to update subject knowledge of students. Today, we are facing the pandemic situations of COVID-19, which largely affect on our teaching learning process. But our department take lot of efforts to complete the given syllabus in this lockdown situation by taking online classes from August 2020. Most of the syllabus completed by our faculty members. Today, we are organizing guest lecture for students on topic photochemistry for BSc final year student and stereochemistry for BSc second year student, which are beneficial in the preparation of forthcoming exam for semester 3 and semester 5. The motto of our department to organizing the guest lecture is to educate and inspire the student to complete in university level exam and state level exam. I hope that today's guest lecture will help you to student to clear most of the concept in photochemistry and stereochemistry. I wish all the participants a very happy, memorable, and stimulating experience of this guest lecture. Lastly, I appeal all the students to participate in the guest lecture, which is very informative and helpful to your examination point of view. Now, without taking much of time, I over my introductory speech.
Thank you, sir. Now I request IQC coordinator and head of botany department, please inaugural address one day online university level guest lecture. Please, madam.
Hello. Can I audible everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I pay my homage to Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh, Dalit Mitra Pandrinath Patil. And again, today's guest lecture, university level guest lecture for our students. Department of Chemistry from our college organize this university level guest lecture for students. I warm welcome to our principal, Dr. A.M. Garode sir. Today's chief guest for this online guest lecture, Professor Nilesh Sharke, Professor N.K. Dhruve sir. I again welcome all faculties from our chemistry department, Professor J.D. Thorat, Professor S.S. Kale, Dr. S.R. Patil sir, Professor Daud Pure sir, head of the department, Professor S.R. Kumbare sir, and Trupti Sriram. And again, not least, but all my dear students, for which this guest lecture is organized. Our college, it is again accredited by NAAC and having 2.82 grade. CGPA it is 2.82, and since 1967, our science faculty it is started in our college. So the chemistry department it is very much old. That is from 1967. Here, this chemistry department it is again established in our college. So this chemistry department having very glorious as well as academic history. Now, one of the chief guests of our students guest lecture, it is Mr. Professor Nilesh Sharke, who is again one alumnus from our college. Officially, it is again who is alumnus, but unofficially I said very studious boy, again very shy boy. It is from our college. So I'm proud of him. That is, he is again one of the chief guests from this. Another chief guest, that is N.K. Dhruve sir. He is also from which college, that is belonging to our parent society. It is also proud moment to us. So both faculties, these are very prominent in their subject, as well as they are again deliver the guest lecture, that is phytochemistry as well as stereochemistry. Students, we know that we are going through the situation that is the pandemic situation. All are again classes also, seminars, webinars, these are going through online. But it is one of the opportunity, and again from the 15th February, there is again started the college. So we physically visit in this college, but today's guest lecture, it is again online. We take opportunity of this online. So these exams, it is started in April. Most of the courses, these are completed from this online classes. But here, it is one of the revision which are again for the semester 5th as well as semester 3, and it is again opportunities to students that gain the knowledge from this guest lecture. I again warm welcome to this today's guest, and I again students listen this lecture carefully, and again which having your queries you ask to the guest, and again take this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I request to Swapnil Kale sir to introduce today's resource person. Please, Swapnil Kale sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to all. Firstly, I would like to introduce my super senior from our college, Mr. N.S. Shelke sir. He is working as assistant professor in Department of Chemistry at Arts and Commerce College, Warwad Bakal, Taluka Sangram. He has completed his HSC, means 12 from Ferguson College, Pune, and he is alumni of our college during year 2012 to 2015. He has completed his MSc in analytical chemistry from SPPU University, Pune. He also qualified SET examination during 2016. Okay. And now he is also working as a research scholar under Dr. Hemant Chandak sir at GS College, Khamga. I heartily welcome you, sir. Thank you. Now, secondly, I want to introduce my PG classmate, Mr. Nilkesh Kamal Singh Dhurve. He is working as assistant professor at Sri Punlik Maharaj Mahavidyalaya, Nandura. He has completed his BSc in 2015 from our society's Sri Shivaji Science and Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. He is my classmate at GVISS Amravati. It means its old name is VME. We completed our MSc both together in 2017. He has qualified NET and SET examination, and he has experience of 1 year teaching in PG department at Punyaslok Ahilyadevi Holkar, Solapur University. Thank you, sir. Welcome both of you. And I want to clear one thing. Mr. Nilesh sir is the first person from our college who has qualified SPPU Pune University entrance exam. After that, we their junior get our aim that we also can do it. From there, that trend is running. Thank you, sir. Welcome all. Now I want to hand this program to Mr. Nilesh Shelke sir. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please let me host first.
Yes, yes.
Let me make host first.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Search and participate.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay, thank you, sir. It's really honor for me to be part of a guest lecture from where I studied. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Garude sir, principal of Shivaji College, respected Pochi ma'am, IQSC coordinator, then Kumbare sir, head of department of the chemistry, then Thora sir, Patil sir, Daudpure sir, Kale sir, and respected Sri Rame ma'am. So without wasting too much time in my introduction that is already given by the Kale sir, I would like to directly start PowerPoint presentation of the photochemistry. So are you able to view my screen? Please let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. So myself Nilesh Shelke, warm welcome to all of you in the guest lecture. So I am the assistant professor in the Department of the Chemistry at Art and Commerce College, Warod Bakal. So without wasting too much time, let's start the photochemistry. So first part is the introduction. What is meant by photochemistry? In the photochemistry, we basically study the interaction of the light with the matter. Matter may be the solid, liquid, or the gaseous. So precise definition of the photochemistry is the study of the chemical reaction that cause due to the absorption of the light radiation in the visible and UV region. So UV stands for ultraviolet region. So in the photochemistry, next part is the electromagnetic radiation. It is a core part of the photochemistry. Without this, photochemistry never will be the completed. So name itself indicate that it consists of two waves, that is electric plus magnetic wave. These waves are perpendicular to each other, and they are vibrating with the different plane, and they have 90-degree angle between each other. They are moving with the same direction. So next part is the electromagnetic spectrum and visible part. So electromagnetic spectrum, it consists of the different type of the rays. It will start from cosmic ray to the radio waves. So in your screen, are you able to view from my left to the right? From left to right, as we go, the wavelength goes on decreasing. Wavelength goes on increasing, that is energy goes on decreasing. For the cosmic wave, it has very high energy, and for the radio waves, it has very low energy. So it starts from cosmic wave, then gamma, then X-ray, UV, then visible. After that, IR radiation, cosmic and radio waves. So first two waves, that is cosmic and gamma waves, they have very high energy and they are really harmful to our skin. So most of the scientists, they never do the research in the cosmic and gamma radiation. X-ray, as we all of knew, it is used to find out the whatever the fracture present in our bone. Next one is the ultraviolet radiation and visible radiation. So these two radiation we will study in the photochemistry. Next, after that, IR radiations that is used to find out the functional group in the chemistry. After that, it is a microwave. So lot of the women use these microwaves in their kitchen. And after that, radio waves. These radio wave have very low energy. That's why they can save to use. And these are used in our FM, TV channel, mobile signal, Wi-Fi signal, because they have very less energy and high wavelength. So next topic is the type of the reaction. In the photochemistry, reaction is basically divided into the two types. First one is the light reaction or a photochemical reaction, and second one is the dark reaction. So dark reaction is also called as thermal reaction. So photochemical reaction means reaction which take place by absorption of visible and ultraviolet radiation is called as photochemical reaction. So best example is photosynthesis. So I hope the student from the botany or zoology background, they can understood this reaction. What happened in the photochemical reaction is plant form carbohydrate with the help of carbon dioxide and water molecule in presence of the light and chlorophyll. Here chlorophyll absorb the light. Next example is the formation of the vitamin D by human body when our skin is exposed to the sunlight. And the second type is the dark reaction or the thermal reaction. For the dark or thermal reaction, it does not require any light. That is, it occurs in the absence of the light. These are the basically two type of the reaction. First one is the photochemical reaction. Second one is the dark reaction. For photochemical reaction, we require continuous light source. For the dark reaction, we does not require light. This reaction can also be initiated with the help of the heat. So next part is the comparison of the thermal and photochemical reaction. You may call it that is difference for the thermal and photochemical reaction. So for thermal reaction, first part, this reaction is initiated by the collision between the molecule of the reactant. For the photochemical reaction, it is initiated only when light is fall on the molecule. Second part, in the thermal reaction, free energy of the molecule is decreases. For photochemical reaction, free energy of the molecule is not decreases. This is not a mandatory condition. But for thermal reaction, it's a mandatory and compulsory condition that free energy of the molecule is decreases. Now, why this is happen? Because the molecule present in the thermal reaction are continuously collide with each other, and as they collide, their energy goes on decreasing. Here I am talking about the molecule. The energy of the molecule is decreases only. Overall energy of this system is remains same. Next point, the nature of the thermal reaction is very simple, whereas the photochemical reaction, they have very complex nature. That is, they are multi-step reaction, maybe 4-step, 5-step. There are some reaction which are up to the 10-step also. Next point is thermal reaction are generally fast. They require very less time, whereas photochemical reaction, these are very slow. I request all the participants to make their mic mute. I request all the participants to make their audio mute. So last part of the comparison is the rate of the thermal reaction is depend upon the temperature. Whereas photochemical reaction, it does not depend upon the temperature. It means as the temperature is increases, thermal reaction goes on fast and fast. Whereas photochemical reaction, it doesn't depend upon the rate of the reaction or temperature of the reaction. That is, kinetics of the photochemical reaction is independent, whereas for the thermal reaction, it is depend upon the temperature. So next part is the law of absorption of light. Law of absorption of the light, it said that when we follow the radiation on the matter, simultaneously three things happen. One is the absorption, one is the transmission, and one is the reflection. So symbolically, it is represented as I equal to IA plus IT plus IR, whereas I stand for, that is given on the left side, I stand for amount of the incident light, IA stand for amount of the light absorbed, then IT stand for amount of the light transmitted, and IR stand for amount of the light reflected. But in the most of the photochemical reaction, amount of the reflected light is very less, so we can neglect, and the modified formula is equal to I equal to IA plus IT, where we can neglect IR because it come out in a very less extent. Next part is the Beard-Lambert law. Beard-Lambert law said that the rate of decreasing intensity of the light with thickness of the solution is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident light as well as the concentration. For this Beard-Lambert law, we require one condition, that is light should be the monochromatic light. When monochromatic light is passed, then and then only the reaction will take place or absorption of the light will take place, otherwise it is not. And absorption is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution plus thickness of the medium. So symbolically, it is equal to A equal to log I naught upon I, or A equal to epsilon into C into X. Whereas A stand for absorbance, I naught stand for intensity of the incident light, I stand for intensity of the transmitted light, epsilon molar absorption coefficient, C equal to concentration of the cell, that is concentration of our medium, and S is the thickness of the medium, that is length of cuvette that is used in the spectrophotometer. And here very important note is that Lambert-Beard law is only applicable to the dilute solution only. It will not applicable to the concentrated solution. So it is very important notes. So a lot of the question asked on this topic is the why Lambert-Beard law is not applicable to the dilute concentrated solution, or why only applicable to the restricted to the dilute solution only. So application of the Lambert-Beard law, first application is very widely used and most important to determine the concentration of the compound by using obviously spectrophotometer. Second is to characterize the compound. And third one, to measure the absorbance of the compound. So how to identify the unknown concentration of the compound? Consider we have to identify the Cl minus ion in the water. So how we'll identify? First thing, we have to prepare unknown concentration of Cl minus ion in our lab, just like 0.1 Cl minus ion, 0.2 Cl minus ion, up to the 0.10 Cl minus ion. Then measure its absorbance using spectrophotometer. Note that reading and draw the graph according to that. On the x-axis, you have to take concentration of the solution. On the y-axis, you have to take absorbance. And according to that, you have to draw the lines. The line we will get that is passed through the origin. It is a straight line that should be the pass through origin because absorbance is directly proportional to the concentration. As the concentration is increases, automatically absorption is also increases. Then last part, then
हे
last
बघा,
part
बघा हे जे लिंक मी
measure the
ग्रुपवर पाठवली आपल्या व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुपला, त्याच लिंक वरून परत जॉईन करायचं आहे. ओके, हे मीटिंग एंड झाल्यानंतर त्याच लिंकवर क्लिक करायचं आहे जे तुम्हाला ग्रुपवर पाठवली आणि परत त्याच्यावरूनच जॉईन करायचं. सर प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Okay, coming back to the Beer-Lambert law, where we are to determine the concentration of the unknown solution. At the end, you have to just measure the absorbance of the unknown solution, put that point in our graph and extend that line to the x-axis where that point meet, that is the concentration of the unknown solution. And this is how we can use the Beer-Lambert law to find out the concentration of the unknown analyte in a given solution. Next point is the law of photochemistry. Basically, there are two laws. First law of the photochemistry and second law of the photochemistry. First law of the photochemist is enunciated by the Grothers and then it is supported by the Drapers. According to this law, only that light is absorbed by the system which can bring about the photochemical change. It means molecule will absorb only that light which has sufficient energy to do the transition. So what I mean by transition, movement of the molecule from going from the ground level to the excited level, and again from the higher level, that is excited level, to the ground level. This process is called as transition. So only that light which is absorbed by the molecule which has sufficient energy to do the transition, and this is the Groth-Draper law. It is also called as first law of the photochemistry. Then second is the second law of the photochemistry, which is enunciated by the Stark in 1908, and then it is supported by the Albert Einstein in 1912. So according to this law, molecule of the reacting substance absorb one quantum of the radiation, which leads to the photochemical change. It means each molecule will absorb one photon or one quantum of the energy. Two molecules will absorb two quanta of the energy, and n number of the molecule will absorb n number of the quantum energy. Symbolically, it is represented by E equal to h nu, whereas E is the energy absorbed by the molecule. H is stand for Planck constant, and its value is 6.626 into 10 raised to the minus 34 joules second. Nu is the frequency. Frequency can also be replaced by C upon lambda, whereas C is the speed and lambda is the wavelength. So Stark-Einstein law is also called as second law of the photochemistry. So next point is the quantum yield. Quantum yield is nothing but efficiency of the reaction. If we are doing particular reaction, so it is important for us to measure its efficiency, whether that reaction is feasible or not, and that efficiency is measured in terms of the quantum yield. Again, these are divided into two types. One is the theoretical method and another is the experimental method. For the theoretical method, we use the one formula, that is theta equal to number of molecules reacting in the given unit time divided by number of the quanta light absorbed in the same time. In short, it is a ratio of how much light is absorbed, and out of that, how much molecule is react. The light absorbed and molecule react, their ratio is nothing but your quantum field. But this is not happen always. Sometimes proportion of the molecule is given in term of the mole. For that, you have to do another formula, that is number of mole reacting in a given unit time divided by number of Einstein absorbed in the same time. Next is the experimental method for the determination of the quantum field. For that, you have to use the spectrophotometer. It consists of the different part, different assembly. First one is the source, then lens, then monochromator, thermostat, and at the end you have detector. Source, we have already learned, we require UV and visible light. So for UV light, we use deuterium lamp, hydrogen lamp, or mercury vapor lamp. And for visible light, we use tungsten lamp. Then lens, most of the cases we use concave lens and monochromator. Monochromator or filter. Monochromator again divided into the three types. First one is the entrance slit, second part is the prism, and third part is the exit slit. Next part is the reaction cell, where the actually reaction is takes place. But this reaction cell requires some temperature to maintain the reaction. And for maintaining the reaction, we use that reaction cell in our thermostat. The role of the thermostat is to maintain the temperature of the reaction. And last one is the detector, which measure the intensity of the transmitted light. Okay, so source start the radiation, it will pass to the monochromator, then it will pass to the our reaction cell, and at the end, detector will detect the intensity of the transmitted light and will show the result on our recorder. Again, detector is two types. One is the thermopile and another one is the actinometer. For the thermopile, we use silver platinum that is coated with the platinum black, and for actinometer we have to do chemical reaction and titrate with the uranyl oxalate with the thiosulfate. Next part is the high and low quantum field. So most of the time we will get high quantum field, and very few time we will get the low quantum field. So why it is occur? There are two reasons for the high quantum field. There are two reasons for the high quantum field. First one is the primary reaction, and second one is the secondary reaction. Primary reaction is simply by absorption of the radiation or absorption of the photon. I have used very simple example. If A is the molecule and it absorbs the energy H nu, it undergoes the excited level. And after excited level, its energy is increases. This is the primary process. After that, this excited molecule transfers its energy to the another molecule, and then reaction will continue goes on. This is called as propagation, and it come in the secondary part. So we can understand this with a very simple example, that is formation of the HCl through the chain reaction. Here, chlorine molecule will absorb the radiation and activate its molecule. It undergoes the excited level. So the activated molecule is indicated by the star mark. Then this excited chlorine molecule will again react with the hydrogen molecule to activate the reaction to form HCl and transfer its energy to the hydrogen molecule. First, chlorine molecule undergo excited, then this chlorine molecule will transfer its energy to the hydrogen, and this hydrogen is transfers energy again to the chlorine molecule. At the end, we will get the chlorine atom which has activated energy, and this reaction will take place again and again. So this is the big reason to get the high quantum field. Next point is cost for the quantum field. This is the very less often happen, but there are some reason, that is sometimes deactivation of the reactive molecule takes place. Next, occurrence of the reverse primary reaction, and third one is the recombination